Going to the moon.
He's headed to the moon. Yeah, you don't want to mess with this stuff, y'all. If y'all ain't never messed with bottle paint, you don't want this stuff all over you. Yeah, that's all you.
That should be the thumbnail.
Yeah, it is. That's what's gonna be the thumbnail. Cut that cardboard out about the size of a little bit bigger than the can. That way we can push that down on the can and stir that paddle wide open without it splattering out. You'll just hold that down. Now we can really hit it. You're on low, start on low because it may not want to turn. That stuff's thick and it's cold. Cold's what it is, man. It's cold.
Yeah, like it's.
Oh man, that's the problem. Yeah, see, that's got to go for a long time. We need a shaker. Got it? All right, this is just a cheap set of rollers and brushes from Home Depot. It's like 15 bucks. So might even use that. Main thing is the rollers and one brush is what you need. The main things you need. Better get it all done at once or you'll be going through 2 of these. That consistency looks pretty good. Bottle paint's supposed to be thick, and it's thick, but it's not, I mean, there's no clumps. I mean, it's ready. With it being cold like this, I'll tell you what'll happen. We had to heat that can up, and it got the clumps out of it. But you set the whole damn thing on fire doing that. You gotta be careful. We're using CPP from West Marine. It's not that bad of a paint. Somebody always makes this paint for these stores. West, I believe it's a Pettit paint. I'm not sure which one, but you could probably look that up. But it works. But we use ablative because we trailer the boat. We don't want a hard paint on here. All right, we're ready to pour some into our cheap skin and pan. But CPP does work. Thought lead paint was bad, buddy. This stuff here is bad news.
Copper paint.
Yeah. And there's the blob that goes on. All right, let's get to it.
So when you first start the roll process, you want to, when you're starting with a dry roller, you want to roll a bunch of paint in there. That way that all that nap soaks it up. You'll feel the roller get about 3 times as heavy as it originally was. And then what you want to do is once you get this gloss like that going, you want to kind of roll that out.
But here we go. All right, that looks good. We're done.
All right.
Good. Look how good that looks, Josh. Wow.
Way better.
Oh my gosh.
Brand new boat.
It will be after that.
One of the things is if you're pressing hard on one end or the other, it's going to use up that paint quicker. So like on this line, I've been pressing on this open end more. So what you can do is flip it around and start pressing on that other end to get the rest of the paint off that way. That way you're not constantly going back into to the pan. You're just going on with a thick layer. That's what you're wanting. You'll notice when you move on from wherever you started, when you move back down, you'll notice there's going to be some spots that look like you missed, and what that is that when you're painting a boat that's already been bottom painted, it becomes chalky. When it becomes chalky, it soaks it up way more than just gel coat or anything when you first do a boat. So you're gonna have to go over a couple times sometimes to get that even coat on it, because certain areas paint, so wherever it's deteriorated, it's gonna soak up more of this new paint. So you just got to keep that in mind when you're rolling it. You want to look back ahead at the spots that you've already done and cover those little patches again. That way you get a nice even coat around it. And we're gonna go over this boat with 2 coats anyways, So a lot of it's going to get taken care of, but we like a professional looking job. Ideal temperature is 65 plus is what Fahrenheit is what you want for that paint to dry. Anything lower than that's not conducive to the paint drying very well. But this old paint, you can see right here, all right here is real nice dark shiny black, and then I've got a dull spot right here. This right here is where I was talking about. That paint soaked it up right there. So go back over it and it's good to go. So if you have a thin spot in the paint, it's going to wear down quicker, therefore you're going to get a patch of barnacles there if it's, you know, prolonged exposure to salt water. There's really not a lot to it, to bottom painting, but you're not going to know this stuff without somebody teaching you. Captain Morrell always told me there's no substitute for experience, and that's true even with bottom painting, because he was taught by somebody else who was taught by somebody else who's taught. Like, you don't just know this stuff. So there's little tips and tricks of the trade, and one of them is applying even coats where it dries quicker than others. And you don't want a lot of those dry spots if you can help it. Totally good.
A lot of people will say, probably shouldn't have it on the trailer doing this. I can see right where he raised this line at, or whoever did. That was when it was going to be left in the water for good.
A few moments later.
All right, everything is done. The only place that we have not done is directly under the bunks, which is about a 1 minute job when we get the boat hung up, and it will not mess up anything until the wax paper off, and we'll be good on that next launch. So, pulling the tape, here comes the satisfaction. The tape's been on here for a week plus, and it's gotten wet. That's what it's supposed to look like there. Right on the trailer I'm talking about. Yeah. Wow. Dude, that changed. This is a whole different boat. Unbelievable. And that's how it's done, guys. Again, we'll take it and hang it next. We just need to get where the bunks are, and that's it. 3 hour dry, 65, 70 degrees, and that'll be the end of it. Be able to set it back down on wax paper on the bunks, and next time we launch after that, wax paper will peel right off, And that'll be the end of it. Mission accomplished.